Hola, welcome to Viva Tutor. We're gonna do present tense irregular today. If you don't know how to create the present tense regular or you don't have the grid, I recommend you go to the video that I just linked below, which is a video I did on present tense. You check that out before coming back to this video. Okay, so these verbs are irregular in present tense in the stem or root. Now, the stem of the root is the part that you have left when you take the ending out. So, for example, in contar, you have cont when you take AR out. In pensar, you have pens when you take the AR out. And in repetir, you have repet when you take the IR out. That's the stem or root. And in this case, the vowel in that root is what is going to change. Now, when I have just two syllables, it's so easy to know which vowel is going to be because I take the ending out and I just have one more vowel. So it has to be that. But when I have three syllables or more, it's a little bit trickier. It doesn't have to be. Just follow the rule. You have to change the vowel that is closer to the right or closer to the ending that you're taking out. So for example, here when I take the IR out, I have two E's. It's not this one, it will be this one because it's closer to the right, closer to the ending. Okay, so I'm showing now a grid so you can see the three possible vowels in the stem in these verbs. You can also see that in the first two columns you have a bunch of verbs. They end in the three possible infinitive endings, AR, ER, or IR. I have a bunch of those. However, in the third column, I only have verbs that end in IR. Let's see how we do this. I have this column of verbs that suffer this change, O to UE. This column suffers this one, E to an IE. And this one is E to an I. So let's do the changes. I have contar, to count or to tell. Now I want to say I count or I tell. I put the ending for I, which is an O, as you might know, and also I change that O into an UE. Do the same here. Mover is to move, and I want to say you move. I add the ending for you, which is ES, and I also change that O for an UE. And last but not least, I have dormir, which is to sleep, and I want to say he or she sleeps. So I put that E at the end, is the ending for he or she, and I am also changing the O for an UE. Okay, let's do this column. It's exactly the same, but instead of being an O, it's an E. And it's not changing to UE, it's changing to an IE. Okay, so pensar is to think, and I want to say I think, so I go again for the present tense ending O, which is for I. So pienso. Instead of penso, it's pienso, changing the E for an IE. In perder, to lose, I want to say they lose, so I go and I change the E for an IE at the normal ending. And mentir, to lie, I want to say he or she lies. I add the ending and I change E for an IE. And in repetir, I am also saying I repeat, so I choose the O again to put at the end and I change that E for an I. So basically I do the normal changes in present tense, which is taking out the ending, adding the ending from the grid. But apart from that, I take that vowel in the middle and I change it appropriately. Okay, now this is almost all you need to know. You just need to know one more thing, which is when we do you guys or we, there is no irregularity anymore with we and you guys. For example, I have here dormimos. Dormimos is we sleep. I'm keeping that O from the infinitive, from dormir. I'm not saying duermimos, I'm saying dormimos. Then I have mentis, which is you guys lie. I'm also keeping that E from the infinitive. I'm not saying mientis, I'm saying mentis. And the same will happen with we, mentimos. And repetimos is we repeat. I'm also keeping the E, the two E's, the way they were in the infinitive. I'm not saying repetimos. And that will also happen with you guys. this. So that will happen with all of the verbs here, all of the verbs in the grid, every time I say we or you guys. Okay, so that's everything for me. If you want a little practice, I challenge you to choose one verb from each of these columns, maybe here on the board, but maybe on the grid that I just showed, and do the whole thing. So I, you, he or she, we, you guys, and they. And remember to do the change in the vowel closer to the right, but not when it's we and you guys. So if you do that, leave the answers in the comment below. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be back soon with another grammar point in Spanish. Hasta luego!